All right, everybody, don't laugh at me, but I harvested my very first thing out of the garden. And it was honestly by an accident. I was de-weeding some stuff and a little hula hoe. The tiniest little potato, little baby potato. So I was kind of just cruising along and I dug up right there and I couldn't figure out what it was at first, and I squeezed it. It's a freaking potato. And little blueberry right there. Obviously it's still pretty tiny, but to have anything honestly doing as good as it is makes me feel good. It's been a lot of work out here, just trying to make sure everything kind of makes it through the first, chaotic wave of everything. Strawberries are chooching right along. Check it out. We got strawberries all over these things. So super excited about that. Other nice thing is, obviously see we got like a pretty crazy cloud cover. It's supposed to start possibly thunder and lightning tonight with some rain. There's that wild weather of ours. But the good thing is it didn't get that hot today. And I water when I'm not here. So I start my water at, I think, 6:30. So for me, I'm able to check to see the first system that's running. But right now, I'm actually able to go back through and see all the spots that aren't obviously watering that great. So like this little emitter right here, obviously not doing so spunky. So we'll get that one adjusted and we'll get that one fixed little by little. But like I said, I'm crazy early. It's only April. What's today? April 10th. So still super early. Like I'm trying to get a giant head start on all this. And the reason I do that is being my first year, I really wanted to give it a good run, but I wanted to try to get as much out of the way, so that way when the better part of our growing season, when it's hotter than heck, when it's finally here, I've got all the bugs worked out. I got all the watering system going great, fertilizers, bugs under control, and stuff like that. The good thing is, as it gets hotter out here, obviously you can look around the ranch. Everything's still fairly green. Well, still pretty green, but it is drying fast. And once a lot of it dries out, the bugs will go way down. Like I said, look at where all the bugs have. And this, where's that here? That whole section all the way out back, the lowest section of that green, that is, oh, where'd it go? There it is, going that way, is our big pond. Well, what naturally comes with a pond is mosquitoes. We have a crazy amount of mosquitoes this year. So I need to go pick up a bunch of mosquito fish again, get them thrown in the pond. That'll help that out. Still kind of dirty. Need to clean up the area, but I got the pool pad. The pool pad is officially finished. And obviously the pump's been working great. I got the border laid out over there. I was all rolled up and it was hard to work with. So I'll get the border in on this weekend. I'll get the wood chipper and start making wood chips. I'm just gonna trim up my oak trees anyways. All these oak trees need to get trimmed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. Oh, they found the Bluetooth speaker for the pool too. So this was my biggest project that I wanted to get done this year, was the pool pump. And out here it's so hot that you have to have something for the kids to kind of play in throughout the summer. So yeah, so like I said, this was my big project. So now the pool should stay nice and clean, keep the chemicals right, and let's go ahead and see if I can't get this thing reattached. Rain's finally coming, but like I said, just watch that in. There is a monstrous wicked rainbow. I'm gonna go work on the back porch. I want to put I got the screen wrapped around. I'm gonna go ahead, I got old barn wood. I'm gonna line the entire bottom with barn wood. So let's go get that taken care of. All right, well, I decided real quick that I am actually gonna attack the shop real fast. I wanna get my bench all cleaned back off. I wanna get the floor reorganized, get the bikes are fine, obviously, where they're at. That's what I'm doing first, then we'll jump into the backyard and then we'll attack that next.
Shining just like sin. Why don't you hear me wonder?
was gonna start the section of this porch where I want to put old barnwood along the bottom for like the screened in porch. But I don't have a square bit to take off all the old screws. I'm using an old porch to do that. So instead, I'm gonna do this border for my little garden that I got going right here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get that all set up. I'm gonna go from there. There we go. Add a little heat to it. We'll just kind of round it off. And I probably will end up going back and putting little stakes in, but for right now, let's go ahead and start setting this in. And throw a little heat. Kind of give it a crease since it's cold outside. It'll actually harden back up pretty quick. Run your hand on it a little bit if it's cold. Voila, you get a perfect nice corner. Okay.
Fare you well, darling, ain't coming back no more.
Alright, good enough for tonight. But now we got the perfect little border. I'll go get the wood chipper tomorrow and get all those wood chips made for it and rock and roll. So here we go. We'll call it a night. All right. Get the shop open. So I went up, cleaned up the yard at my father-in-law's place for a little bit, and more importantly, I got the wood chipper. So he bought this little wood chipper. I mean, it's been a long time ago, one of those little Harbor Freight setups, and it's been sitting in this little outdoor little storage area for a little while. So I'm assuming the carburetor and everything else is kind of plugged up. But first off, oh man, the gloves. I need gloves because I want to reach down in there, but there's like old nasty rat's nests and stuff. So let's go see what I got in my truck. So, but anyways, we're gonna get this thing fired up. We're gonna see what I need to do. The tires are done. I'm not even gonna try to air them up because they're pretty well ripped in half. And then go cut some limbs down. Let's make some bark for the backyard flower bed. So, all right. So I got the wood chipper going, which is awesome. And I figured this little tree next to the shop needs to get trimmed out. It's got crazy thick on the inside, so I'm going to kind of clear out a bunch of inside stuff, kind of give it a pretty nice little canopy thing going on. Then start going around, trimming up. I got plenty of trees. I want to trim the bottoms up to kind of give it that flat right out here in the front as you enter. So yeah, I'll keep trimming up, get the wood chipper in the backyard, get it fired up. And I haven't ran anything through it yet, but I did get it running finally. It had just sat so long that the carburetor had got like a bunch of varnish in it. So, all right, so we got the wood chipper. We got a big pile of tree limbs. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see, get out of there, goober. Let's see if we can't get us some mulch for our flower beds. I just had to kind of get this thing figured out, how to get it chipping. It's not perfect, but we're trying to keep feeding. This is the second run on it. Well, got a pretty decent rain last night. Whole garden got a good little soak. I got the watering system off right now, but that's going, and see if we can't get some of these projects done. All right, so I figured I would try some bigger green branches in the wood chipper because they're gonna honestly be a lot easier. I need to trim this section of this oak tree anyways. It comes right around the corner edge where we try to drive through. And obviously these big branches have been in the way forever and it's been sagging. So I'm gonna trim them all down so that way it takes some weight off the ends of the trees. Hopefully keep this big oak tree alive for a long time. So, but now that we're down here by the pond, we didn't get that much rain this year, but I mean, there's some water out there. You can hear the ducks squawking, but this is kind of that mid-low section right out here. But I mean, it's not crazy deep, but it's pretty deep, and it gets really deep once it gets over to this back section. So
All right, enough of that. We're gonna get into cutting some trees. Let's get these projects done.
Hands already warm, working for a better day, trying to keep me warm. Boss man count his tally, we just count our time.
All right, next purchase. Gas powered pole saw.
Don't come easy, I had to stand and fight for mine.
Oh, I think we got about as much as the little cart can handle. Little oaky cart. But I don't want to honestly have to keep driving that far back at her, so I'm going to get as much as I absolutely can on every single load. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and open up this gate and let's see about starting to get this stuff unloaded. Yeah, it's working a lot better with this stuff. I still don't like all the leaves, but I can't wait until they all dry, so I'll just go for it.
People talk about difference.
We'll see how it looks over the course of summer as it starts to dry. I'll make some more and keep kind of adding to it. But cool little flower bed next to the house. This has always been just like crazy weeds right next to the house, and we get ants right there. And it's just, like I said, it's always been kind of a mess. So well, it's turning out pretty good. We'll see kind of what it looks like here in a little bit. I have to go find more, or not find, but I gotta go grab more of this barn wood. I just wanted to cut only a couple to make sure it was gonna work first. But it's working, looks really good. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep cruising along for a little bit and then see how much I can get done. Well, it is about 10:30 and we just got back from baseball. Great game tonight, great game. But what is going on now? Got home and sorry, I'm grabbing all my covers. It is right now, it is currently 46 at my house at 10 o'clock. Problem is when it hits about, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, it'll instantly drop down into the way low 30s. So quickly running around, got everything covered up. I should have known better. I should have just honestly covered this before I left for baseball tonight, but you know, it's after these storms, when we get super clear nights like that, it just absolutely gets wicked cold out here. So, but got everything covered up as much as I could with the stuff. I'd rather kind of get laid on with this stuff versus get torched by a freeze. So have the kids pull it off in the morning before they jump on the bus. And well, super glad I went out and covered everything last night. It is, I don't know if you said 35 right now in my truck. So I'll get off to work, have the kids uncover the garden once they wake up or once they get off to school.